What's going on, movie fans? Welcome back to JBuck Studios, your home for reviews, reactions, and ridiculousness, and I guess news now. We're doing news on this channel. Anyways, though, we're talking about the Birds of Prey, actually the Birds of Prey and the Fantabulous Emancipation of one Harley Quinn. A very long title. Anyways, though, we're talking about the box office for this movie because this is the latest comic book movie, DC movie to come out in theaters. And I guess the question right off the bat is this latest comic book movie, this Birds of Prey movie, a box office failure? I mean, a lot of people have kind of been talking about it. It's been, I wouldn't say tanking, but it's very much below expectations for what this film was, I guess, projected at. Again, early projections can be way off, you know, word of mouth, there's marketing, there's different aspects that really come into the box office. And right off the bat, early projections for this movie, I think about a week before this movie, a couple days before it came out, early projections and reviews, people were raving about this movie. So it was going to potentially get a $110 to $125 million box office for opening weekend. That was the first original projections for this film, and then as it got closer to the actual release date, those numbers began to drop lower and lower. I think it was about 75 to 80, 50 to 55, and then the closing number, or I think that those were domestic numbers, and then finally the actual projections, or what the actual box office was according to Box Office Mojo, is the opening for domestic here in the US was 33 million, and then worldwide all of the combined was about, we're gonna round up to 80 million. So overall it made $80 million for opening weekend. Obviously with the projected 110, 125, that's very much below what they were expecting. Now, is this a failure? Is it lower than what they wanted? Yes, it's lower. Is it a failure? Probably not, because if we look at the budget numbers for this film, first weekend, you know, it made about $80 million. The production budget, what is again listed on Box Office Mojo, is $85.5 million. Let's round up and say $85 million. They pretty much made that back in the opening weekend, but then obviously there's costs that go to the theaters, there's costs that go for marketing. So usually the rule of thumb, I guess, is if they make 3 times that budget, then they are profitable. So right now, I mean, it's on the track. It made 1/3 of what potentially it needs to make for this film. Now, people are kind of saying, what are the reasoning, what's the reasoning behind this movie not doing as well as it should have done? And you know, there's a lot of different factors, again, like I mentioned, but let's look at it. Is it getting bad reviews? Are people tanking this movie? Does it have bad reviews? So people that aren't in this film sphere are seeing these reviews, and this is turning them off. Well, if we jump over to Rotten Tomatoes, the critic rating right now is at 80% certified fresh, and if we look at the audience score, it's at 81%. So these are both high numbers. People should be going out and checking out this film. Like, just the actual casual movie fan should be seeing these numbers if they trust Rotten Tomatoes, and it should really draw them into this movie. Again, it's a DC movie, it's a comic book movie. Comic book movies usually kill, you know, like people are craving this kind of material. So it's definitely not the reviews for why this box office is down. Now we can talk about, you know, some other outside perspectives, you know, oh, is this a feminist movie, or are the dude bros tanking this movie? No, I'm going to say right now, no, it's not those guys. Obviously there's people. Myself, I did not entirely like the movie, but I know that a lot of people did. I'm definitely not one of those dude bros. There's people that are like actually purposefully going out of their way to spread hate around this film. And the thing is, as movie fans, we're very much in this sphere. If you look outside, none of those people know what these people are saying. And even if we're going to bring math into this one. So obviously this film made roughly like $40 to $45 million below what it was projected originally. So if we take that money and divide it by roughly, what, $12 a ticket, a little bit more than $12 a ticket, to equate for all of these dude bros, it would potentially have to be 3.375 million people that are spreading hate that didn't go to this film. That would make up that difference right there. So there's definitely not that many quote-unquote dude bros on the internet that are tanking this movie. So it's not the reviews, it's not these dude bros, there's just a small sphere of them. It's the casual fan. Now, how do you reach out to these casual fans? The marketing. Now think about this. For myself, again, film is subjective, trailers are subjective. I did not think that the 2 trailers that they put out for this film really landed. I mean, for example, Suicide Squad, that's where Harley Quinn was. Suicide Squad had some fantastic trailers. Now, this film I didn't think had the greatest trailers, and also if we think about the name, Birds of Prey and the Fantabulous Emancipation of one Harley Quinn, when you see that full name up on a kiosk, it's very intimidating, and honestly, you're not going to get past Birds of Prey. The casual fan of movies, or not even comic books, you know, anyone, go ask anyone on the street if they know who Birds of Prey are. They're probably not going to know. I asked my parents, I asked some friends, they had no damn clue what Birds of Prey was. I asked them then as a follow-up if they knew who Harley Quinn was. A lot of people knew that. You know, obviously it's a popular Halloween costume. Harley Quinn is very much the draw in this film. In Birds of Prey, if you've seen this movie, Harley Quinn is obviously the main character. So the reason it didn't get the box office, it makes so much sense. It's the marketing. WB, Warner Brothers, DC, whoever was doing the marketing for this film, they did not think this through. Obviously, with such a long title for Birds of Prey, they wanted it to be fun, witty, a little cheeky, obviously, because it's such a ridiculously long name. But that really hurt them in the back end. And now it is revealed via, I believe, comicbook.com, and I checked on my own local theaters. They actually changed the name. WB actually changed the name of this movie to Birds of Prey, Harley Quinn, Birds of Prey. Now, I think that this is going to be a great, you know, kind of, actually, I wouldn't say great. It'll be interesting to see if this name change, this marketing switch up, will then bring the box office in for this movie. Again, it's not a box office failure. It's very much a film that's going to make money. It's underperforming. I will say that it's underperforming, but with this name change, I think that they are moving in the right direction. Ever since the reveal of the first trailer, or actually the title, I would say, I had been saying that's Birds of Prey. I don't even know who the Birds of Prey were before this movie, and also with such a long name, it's not going to hit with the masses. I think that you need to switch this up, somehow say Harley Quinn and the Birds of Prey. I think that instead of Harley Quinn, Birds of Prey, I think Harley Quinn and the Birds of Prey would have worked, or if you simply just worked it down to Harley Quinn. And again, this is kind of connected to those movies, but also it's very much not connected because it's hinting towards things, but none of those returning characters are in this film. So this name change is very much, I would say, WB and Warner Brothers almost in panic mode, or not WB and Warner Brothers, they're the same, but DC is sort of in panic mode because they thought they'd get a lot more box office for this film, and again, a lot of people, again, 80% of audience, 80% of critics, 81% of audience are loving this film, so that means that it's getting great reviews from the masses, which should attract people for this film. So I think that with this rush job, panic mode change of name could bring more people into this movie. I'm curious. I'm going to be following this up and kind of keeping track of the box office for this film because, again, I had to make this video because this was a very curious case of just from a business side of movies. Again, I think it's a misstep for the marketing team 100%. It's not the reviews. It's not, you know, these people that have agendas. It's very much word of mouth and exposure. The casual fan, the casual person out there that doesn't go to every single movie isn't aware of this movie, and if they are aware of this movie, they haven't a damn clue what this movie is about. So I'm curious on what this next weekend is going to do with it being called Harley Quinn, Birds of Prey, and also maybe people not knowing that it's a comic book movie and it's in the DC universe. I'm curious, again, what are your guys' thoughts on this movie? Do you think that it's tanking? Do you think that this is going to be a slow burn movie and there isn't much competition coming up? I know Sonic is coming up and Fantasy Island, not much competition for this film, or do you think that maybe the R rating for this film is hurting it? Kind of what are your thoughts on why Birds of Prey, or rather Harley Quinn now, Birds of Prey is underperforming at the box office. I'm very curious. Let me know in the comments down below. Anyways, though, as always, thank you so much for watching. Watch some more videos up there or right over there, you know, brand new content. Again, this is kind of one of my first news stories. I might be leaning a little bit more into this kind of content when there's breaking news or something that I really want to talk about, because again, a lot of people were doubting me about the title of this film, the marketing, and I think that they absolutely needed to change it up, and that's what they're doing. Anyways, though, as always, we'll see you later.